Well,
matchup. JD recently got a 250 in this game, which is a very, very good time. So he's definitely the favorite here, and these PB is not quite as good, but
yeah.
there's a lot of things that can happen in races, so we'll see what happens.
It should be noted that I believe twice JD has gotten like a 305 in recent races, so it could go either way, because Andy's
Right.
PB is better than a 305 by a good amount. So if there's still some inconsistency in the D-Rust that's been happening, then you never know what'll happen. Yeah, it looks like we're getting started here.
Yeah, I mean, even not even in consistency in D-Rust, it's just also like things can be inconsistent in this game in general, and there's a lot of tricks, a lot of random things can go wrong, even if you're playing pretty well. So we shall see. I'll quickly note, I guess, so the loser of this race will be eliminated from the tournament, but the winner will go on to play Zach Link in the second round of the losers bracket.
Yeah.
So this gate feels random. It's not technically random, I don't think, but sometimes you can have trouble with it, like Andy is here.
Looks like we have a rate from Garm from the last race in the bracket. Guess he finished up.
Good back in time from JD. Andy doing the unplug strat, getting it.
Oh, did JD side hop?
No, JD just got a decently fast. I think it was like a second try or so gate clip, and then did safety bit very quickly. Andy just had like a really, really bad gate and the unplug strat, which was kind of slow. It's worth noting that Andy's on French here. I believe JD's on English, which is not quite the fastest version. I think German is a little bit faster in terms of the text. It's pretty comparable. French is just very different in that, like, you don't have to care about the rerouting, but the text overall is like kind of slow. So French ends up being like a little bit slower than optimal Ruby routing, but a lot of runners just like the consistency of it, I think. I also want to say that both of these runners are doing the ELH route, I think.
Yep.
At least I'm pretty sure Andy is. I know JD is for sure.
Yeah, Andy does the Elish.
Yeah. So we won't have any weird route differences, so we'll be able to pretty much directly compare where they are at any given moment, which is good to know. Yeah, I'd be curious how many people, if they're like that are still in the main bracket and haven't been eliminated yet, don't run the ELH. I think pretty much everybody does.
In the main bracket, I believe everyone runs ELH.
Yeah, there were a couple runners that were doing either fight or like pillar flip, but I think those runners have been eliminated from the losers
Yeah, I
bracket
think
at this point.
Glubbers was doing Bite, and he was eliminated by Dean, and I'm not sure if anyone was doing Pillar Club.
I want to say that Teabag might have been doing pillar flip, but I
I
don't
could see it.
remember. Anyway. Yeah, we'll have more route variations in Redemption bracket, but it's the main bracket. The rest of it should all be ELH versus ELH, which is kind of nice for like viewing. See if we can get some good goats here. Both runners will be trying to get around 20 seconds, hopefully. This looks pretty good for JD, although he's had a couple goats go weird directions. Okay, yeah, now he's having problems. Thankfully, if the goats go to the right, it's like, pretty easy to fix them. It's more annoying if they go left, because there's no like corner to turn them around in easily. So like Andy may have some problems here. Yeah, as you can see, if they go left, it's pretty slow. Nice up on a slide from Andy, though. And next up, we're going to have essentially rock, paper, scissors, but with slap, dodge, lunge. So the runners are probably going to try to slap Bo at the start of the phase because that's the one way to one cycle each phase. There's 2 phases, so hopefully we'll see Bo behave here, but unfortunately sometimes Bo likes to be a mean, large man and will lose a lot of time sometimes. Typically, runners will be looking for something in the low to mid 7 range, especially in a race where you're like, you know, not resetting for Bo. So we'll see what happens here. It's pretty good for JD overall. Yeah, this is going to be a very nice Iron Boots time actually for a race. And not too bad from Andy either, so that was nice. So I guess Andy is also using multiple memory cards, which saves a little bit of time throughout the run. I don't remember exactly how much time it is, but it's like, I think it's like a fraction of a second each save warp, because you don't have to ever like scroll over to say yes or to go to like a blank file or something. Nice box breaker from JD. It's always cool to get that. Andy as well. Sewers is just a lot of wolf movement, so we're just gonna try to space out dashes as best we can, maybe use some side hops and dash cancels to make it so we can move a little bit faster. So you saw JD doing a dash cancel there just a second ago off of one of the ledges. There's the other way of doing that particular ledge is to kind of like side hop off of it. Unfortunately, Andy fell down. But in any event, dash canceling. So if you like interrupt your dash with like a B attack early in the dash, or by jumping off a ledge or something like that, early in the dash, normally the game will make you wait a certain amount of time before you can dash again. If you dash cancel, that timer just like completely resets and it just goes to 0, so that you can dash immediately. Whereas otherwise you'd have to wait a bit, which is annoying because if you go off ledges, you lose basically all your speed, but still have to wait until you can dash again. So if you dash cancel instead, then you can keep going pretty fast, which is nice. Another thing that's going to pop up a lot throughout the run and can feel kind of RNGs, there's a bunch of one-framers, specifically on the Midna jumps. If you, like, Midna jumps with text in front of them, if you jump attack on the first possible frame, you actually skip the sort of animation where Midna's slowly going out to the ledge before you can jump, which saves a little bit of time. There's a couple one-frame jump attacks out of cutscenes as well, like one that's coming up right here for JD, that hopefully both of these runners will get. There's one here and then another one later in Vessel segment.
Yeah,
it's good from JD.
There's like 20 or so small one-framers in this game. Maybe a bit more.
They definitely add up. Like, if you got all of them versus, like, not getting any of them, it would be a lot.
You're like 30 seconds or so.
Yeah. I didn't mention them, but there's also, aside from the ones that I mentioned, every time you're in, like, a dig spot, you can dash out of the dig spot instead of having, like, Midna slowly land on you. And so that saves time. There's a bunch of those, too. Interestingly, even though like HD can buffer pretty much all of those types of one-framers, it can't buffer the ones out of a dig spot, which is kind of strange. But unfortunately, GameCube can't buffer any of them, so you kind of just have to mash and hope you just get the frame. We have one of the most notorious tricks in this game coming up right here, which is Sword and Shield Skip. The bane of new runners, you know. Unfortunately, JD is getting a really bad Hugo spawn here. Where Hugo spawns is a little bit random. That's the slowest spawn. But yeah, so we're gonna lead Hugo, who's this bull one, over to the trigger over here, where normally Midna would tell us to go back and get the Sword and Shield. And instead, we're gonna do a enemy LJA jump attack off of Hugo here to jump over that trigger and into the air trigger for the loading zone into the Twilight. It's kind of precise, but both of these runners are pretty experienced, and I suspect we won't see too many fails here. JD, interestingly, not turning on senses, but that looks good. Yep, got it. A lot of runners will turn on senses like Andy is doing here, because then you can more easily see where you want Hugo to stand. JD is just kind of weird in that way. For some reason, doesn't like having senses on. Also
Nice.
looking good from Andy. Yep, 2 for 2.
What'd you have for dinner today, Jaquid?
I don't think I've had dinner yet.
Should eat.
But, yeah, well, anyway.
I just ordered Chili's.
Very nice. Shady demonstrating that wolf quick spins are hard.
They're definitely harder than human ones, for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know exactly why, but
I don't think they actually are, but they feel harder for some reason. Probably just because Wolf accelerates faster, so you try and not move around as much when you go for them.
yeah, they're easier. They feel easier, at least if you're like targeting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anyway, it's very easy in that Shadow Beast fight to like lose a few seconds to just failing quick spins, though. So you saw JD just get one of the one-framers on the dig spot there. That's what that looks like. Two for 2 on those. Very nice. And the wow, JD is getting like all the one framers right now. That's crazy. I would say this
he
is
times his minute jumps instead of mashing. Interesting.
Yep. So JD is about to do EMS here, or early Master Sword. So basically, he's going to use Jamal, who's this Shadow Beast here, in order to try to super jump onto the ledge, and so it'll go by really fast if he gets it. So there you go. That's what it looks like. Lincoln, you miss it, you know. Hopefully Andy will also get it. So JD on a pretty good run so far, though.
Yeah. JD could get a very low 21 still, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a 21 Master Sword for sure.
I think sub 20 is barely not possible. Oh
Yeah.
no. Or sub 21.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Andy's
Andy
doing
might
here.
go for fast EMS. That was kind of a weird thing to back up there. There it is.
There we go. Yeah. EMS can be tough sometimes. Like, you feel like you're doing everything right, and then you just barely don't go far left enough and slide off the ledge. It's really annoying. But anyway, still not a terrible time for Andy. This will be like a mid-22, I think, on his end. Andy was thinking that he was going to get the quick climb a couple times there, and didn't, so he just was dropping off the ledge. It's very nice.
I've definitely done that.
Yeah. See if JD can manage to successfully do the auto-scroller fight here. Nobody would ever mess up and have Skull Kid work around, ever.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Definitely not for like 30 seconds. No. JD, interestingly, not grabbing some of the rupees that spawned there. JD actually does need rupees because he's not on French. I don't know. You have a little bit of time to just gather some rupees that drop during this. You have to wait for Skull Kid to blow his horn. Anyway, I mean, the rupee routing is not like super tight in this run, honestly. So it's not a big deal either way. Alright, so yeah, JD should be getting a 2114 Master Sword. It's exactly 1 minute from when you start howling until you pick up the sword.
It's 59 seconds, I think.
Okay. It's basically 1 minute. So, anyway, I guess it depends on like how quickly you try to split on the Master Sword. I think a lot of people wait like half a second.
I don't do that. I just hit A and split at the same time.
Yeah, well, see, the problem with doing that is you just run past the Master Sword or like fail to grab
I've
it.
never
sometimes.
done that.
Well, you are a different species of human then, I guess, because pretty much everybody that tries to do that, like, fail it a number of times. Andy also getting kind of trolled by Skull Kid here, but managing to back it up okay. Decently.
People do it because they chain dashes and then they have a dash right before the Master Sword. But if you don't chain dashes, you don't have a dash there.
Andy getting the bonk on the way into the puzzle room. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I guess depending on when you split on the Master Sword, if you're like early or late, it's like 48 or 49 seconds until Midna starts talking. So you have a little bit of time. But unfortunately, it would be nice if she just like didn't say anything there until like later in the segment when she starts talking again. Because then you could have a longer break, but you kind of have to be around for like that one input, which sucks. Like it would be almost another like 20-30 seconds of a break to like, you know, go grab water, go to the bathroom or something like that. Anyway, Andy interestingly doing a B attack up the ledge, which I think he says is faster. I'm not sure if it actually is. But yeah, so JD is like about a minute and 20 seconds ahead right now. So there, you know, there's still a lot of run left. Obviously, it's not quite the start you would have wanted if you're Andy and the underdog in this situation, but a lot of things that can go wrong for either runner. Gorge Void is going to come up in, I don't know, about 10 minutes from now. And that, like, saves or loses a minute, depending on if you get it. So... Of course, nobody would ever fail Gorge Void in a race. That would never happen.
Oh no, I've never done that.
Yeah. I mean, the trick is so easy. You just press A.
You have to hold L. Don't forget about holding L.
Well, you do. Yeah, you have to hold L. You press A. You know. I mean, you don't even have to release A. It's like Gorge Void and half an A press. Anyway, JD now running back towards Forest Temple, because the next thing that we're going to do in the run is to get the boomerang, which will allow us to get out of Faron without completing the Forest Temple or Faron Twilight. And then we'll just start heading on towards the other Twilights.
Avoided in Purple Mist.
Yeah, I don't know what he was
I'm not sure why that happened. I wasn't super paying attention.
Very heads-up play by JD there to put away the lantern before going back out to the dock, because the amount of mist that it gets rid of when you swing depends actually somewhat significantly on whether or not your lantern is already out. So it definitely messes up the rolling if you don't put your lantern away there.
Oh, did Andy try and do fair and escape without the boomerang? I think he did.
I think that may have happened, yes. This is one of those.
That is a thing that people do sometimes.
Yeah, you go through the room like a bunch of times in the run.
So it's easy to forget what your current progress is.
Right. Nice angle set up by JD with the sword slash to get a good angle.
I've been meaning to look into that. It looks really fast.
Yeah, it is. It's probably just as fast to just quickly turn and get the angle, but it is nice because theoretically that gets you consistent angle. So pretty good from JD on the early boss flags.
Wow, I was afraid of that. That last Shadow Beast stepped forward at the last moment.
Yeah, thankfully, there's a little bit of time after the spin attack to do another one. So if it had missed that last Shadow Beast, Andy could have quickly tried to target and do a quick spin. But yeah, definitely nice to get them all in one go. JD making sure that we're targeting the vines. Does that framework for the save setup for Andy?
Yep.
Okay.
You just have to do the reset button method, but I think he didn't get it.
No, apparently not.
At least I thought it was the reset button frame. It looked like it.
So, unfortunately, Andy is going to have to do that again.
Yeah.
Maybe this time he'll do the item wheel method if he knows it. You can still, pull up the save screen and do it again. But yeah. I think Simi said that you don't even have to, pull up the save screen. You can just, pull up the collection screen and go out of there or something. I don't really remember, though, because, I just don't do this method, so I'm not as familiar with it.
There it is.
That looks good. Yep.
Lots of hops for Jaquig.
For JD.
Yes.
Yes. It's okay. Many people have made this mistake.
I just finished an entire any % run, okay? I'm a little tired.
I know that my name starts and ends with JD, but I'm not quite the same person. JD is not my alt.
I'm sure you wish he was.
Yeah, because then I would actually be good at this game.
Yeah, then you have 250.
Yeah. No, that would have been really entertaining, because in Wolfdash 3, JD and I did actually race. So it would have been a very interesting situation if I was racing myself. But yeah. So still a pretty good boomerang time for JD. It's like not perfect, but fairly good. Like honestly, in a race, like a low 29 is pretty damn good. I think like top level runners and PB attempts are like hoping to get 28 something now, but even then, like a low 29 is very good.
I mean, yeah, his biggest time loss so far was Purple Mist.
Yeah. Yeah, and that
It's
one
like
was
Andy
really
busted a
unfortunate.
nub, but got good RNG there.
So now is the proper moment to go for far end escape. So JD is gonna go over here towards the gate and line up in a specific spot. I guess he's doing the wolf setup.
That's a very nice break slide to the door by Andy.
And then, so JD is just gonna get into a specific spot, do an LJ over some mid attacks to get out of far on.
Five hops for Andy.
I thought that was 4. Maybe I miscounted.
It could have easily been 4. Looks like he's gonna get like a 3140 or so rank.
Yeah, I know you looked into that at some point. I wanted to say that like the top line results were basically that it was like roughly a quarter chance of 2, a quarter chance of 3, a little bit over a quarter of 4, and then like less from there on out.
Yeah. And then there was something interesting where like 6 was more rare than 7. Or I forget exactly which one was like that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the way the function works is kind of weird, right? Because it like picks a number between 0 and 2, and then like it's basically just a number between 2 and 4, though.
Yeah, and then
Right.
it has a 25% chance of picking another number between 2 and 4.
Right.
And that goes on
exactly.
until it doesn't.
Yep.
Though the RNG function in TP is not perfect, so it does have some biases, so it's not exactly a quarter chance.
But yeah, so you can officially blame Ook for being bad if you ever get more than like 4 hops,
Yeah.
because that's definitely pretty unlucky at that point. Alright, JD is going to go for Gorge Void here, so it's 1 frame to press A.
Will he do it? That is
And
it.
he does. Very nice.
Now he'll be going for a very cool trick called, well, Gorge Skip, but the first part of Gorge Skip is called a Rupee Roll. He's going to dig up a Rupee here and then get to a fairly precise spot as fast as he can because he's on the Rupee timer right now. He needs to do this trick before it disappears. So he'll pick it up with a boomerang and then target a very specific spot over this fence. And that will allow him to get onto the fence with a long jump attack. And then out of this Rupee text, he can get a roll and then land on the other side of the fence. And then he'll go over here and set up his angle a little bit, do some side hops to get into a specific spot, and then LJ over the entire gorge.
That was very, very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little curious if like aiming at the end is faster if it means that you can like go before the boomerang comes back around.
I don't know. If so, I would aim at the beginning, not the end. But, yeah, I don't know. He's avoiding the KB1 trigger here. It's easy to hit, so you have to walk around the edge there.
So to keep up a little bit, Andy is definitely going to have to actually get Gorge Void here. Not a great start for Andy overall. definitely some problems with the boomerang split, and just before that, it wasn't great.
That, but like JD has also just been playing really well, so and he needs to be able to match it. It's
Yeah,
just-
no, this is a very clean run from JD, other than voiding in the purple mist.
that was a very fast KD1 tech skip or trigger skip.
Yeah, apparently the side closest to the gate is like actually fairly lenient. You can cut the corner pretty sharply, but the one where you have to really hug the wall
Nice,
is like
and he did
closer to
get Gorge
Kakariko. Yeah, that's good. So we still have a race. It's not getting out of hand yet.
He needs to get Gorge skip first.
Oh. Yeah, I figure Andy do this just fine.
Yeah, I figure so too.
Or not potentially. So
so there is a way to back this up. I don't know if that's gonna work. It could. That might have worked. It did.
Very nice.
Wow. GG on that, Andy. That was kind of crazy. And then there's some really long French text there.
Yep. Yeah, for whatever reason, the rupee text on French lasts forever. I mean, not literally forever, but ooh, that was sketchy. I thought that was gonna fail.
I was a little worried. I know I've made that work before, but I was a little worried. Yeah, that was a very nice Gorge skip from Andy. Very wise way of backing up the bad dig there. JD doing the second dumbest trick in the game.
Yeah, I think that angle might have just not been enough.
I think he's too far forward.
Well, that's part of it. I think this angle needs to be further right, actually.
There it is.
Well, okay, there we go. Finally got it.
Lots of angles can work, but some angles just work faster than others, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's kind of like better angles have better chances of working.
Yeah. I'm confused. What just happened on Andy's screen?
I didn't see.
He just stopped moving and turned on senses for a second before he hit the map warping trigger.
Oh.
Let's see if... Do you think JD is gonna drown? Yeah, looks like it.
Yes.
So this is a slightly risky thing to go for. You can crash, but as long as you know what you're doing, you shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, and if JD gets a... No, that looks good. Yeah, if you get a weird angle, you can kind of just go for the wolf kill instead. So, I mean, as long as you don't go for like a really stupid angle, you should pretty much never crash going for that. I think that Andy has forsworn doing
Yeah,
the hard
Andy
drowning,
crashed
so-
in like 2 separate races doing it, and he said he was never gonna do it again.
Yeah. So we won't be seeing that from Andy. We'll actually get to see the other strat, which is also kind of cool.
Okay, so Andy did save a good 20 seconds to JD on that gate flip.
appreciate JD for not turning on senses here so that we can actually see the background. Also giving us a nice scenic view by turning around the camera.
Beautiful clouds.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was. Somebody in a race I was watching recently turned on senses during that flight and was like, you just couldn't see anything. It was just pitch black.
That was whoever we commentated yesterday.
Right. Was that? Oh God, who was in that ring? Was that
Me remember.
Teabag?
No. It was TGD and who else?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was let's see, TGD and Simi. Yeah, I think
Right.
TGD turned on senses in the flight. It was like a little bit weird. Yeah, so Andy basically did the other strat where you just kind of like backflip up on the hill and attack again. It's a little bit slower, but much safer in the sense that you can't really crash. So JD is about to start on Twilight, which is probably the most movement-intensive, well, Twilight at least in the game. It's definitely a little bit more intensive than just doing linear Twilight. So hopefully we'll see some cool movement here. Yeah, so in general, what JD will be looking for, hopefully, is like a sub-7 Elden Twilight. It's usually a pretty good time. Good job on manipulating the basement bugs. Though that tier did not want to get picked up, I guess.
Be right back, like 3 minutes.
Okay. That was interesting by Andy. So it just goes to show on that, at least on the first icicle, you can kind of just rush the A press to like go underneath the icicle, but you will like slide off. So it ends up being slower. You can technically do it without falling. JD is about to go into the worst room in the entire Elden Twilight segment right here. It's a lot of complicated movement, lots of things to target and to bonk into. It's just kind of difficult to do well. But JD is pretty good, so hopefully we'll see this be pretty clean. Okay, JD opting not to get the yellow rupee in here. There's a yellow rupee behind one of the cupboards. But apparently it's technically a little bit slower than just, you know, hoping that you get enough rupees elsewhere. I think with this rupee count, it's not like crazy to get enough rupee. Like, ideally, more or less, by the end of Linear Twilight, you want to have around 40 rupees, or maybe just a little bit under. And there's going to be, like, a few that are guaranteed, and, like, a lot of grass spots and boxes and whatnot. So, there's going to be a guaranteed 5 as well in the watchtower up here. So, I think JD's rupee count is fine for that, even skipping the Elden rupee, but it's just worth noting that, like, getting that rupee does make the rupee routing a little bit more lenient. So, I'm guessing we'll see JD go for Wolf Bombhouse skip here. I think that if he messes up the setup, he generally just goes for human instead of trying to set it back up again. But hopefully he'll just get it first try. Okay, that was questionable, but seemed to work. Yeah, very nice. JD taking care to not grab, well, to get the rupee but not get the text, right? So, I don't know if we mentioned this, but for rupees, there's text that, like, if you get it once, you won't get it again for that type of rupee until you save warp. But JD hasn't gotten the blue rupee text yet, this save, so, or since the last save warp. And so he's just gonna have to side hop through that to save a little bit of time. Now, there's some other rupees that are like that, like the ones in Snow Peak where you get 100 that you'll definitely want to side hop through. Interestingly, for whatever reason on this game, that flag clears whenever you save warp. So, like, you know, he has gotten the yellow rupee text right now, but, like, if, for example, like, suppose he misses waterfall side hop later and save warps to back it up, if that happens, he would no longer have the yellow rupee text, so that would create problems for, like, getting the Source Domain rupees. So it is actually kind of convenient, though, because it means that you can still get multiple attempts, like, per save file on rupee roll. So, like, if you miss it, you can, like, back it up by, like, head save warping. So, not too bad. But it's different from the HD version, where, like, you get it once in a save, and then you never get it again. So it looks like a pretty good Wolf Bomb has skipped from Andy, assuming he's far back enough on the ledge here. Okay, it worked. So yeah, a pretty clean Elden Twilight, honestly, from JD. I'm not remembering too many issues. Not getting owned by this bug here either. Yeah, I don't know if that's a gold, but it's pretty close. Yeah, it is a gold for JD. Very nice. It was I think it was a 648. Really, really good time. I think the community sum vests like a 641 or 642 or something. Oh, there's the rupee text for Andy there. I don't know why Andy is collecting those rupees. Doesn't actually need them. But anyway, I know that the first blue rupee was accidental because it just fell on him after the bug broke one of the pots. Anyway. Yeah, it's just, like, extra unfortunate to get the rupee text on French because, like, A, you don't need it, and then, like, B, the text is way slower for whatever reason. So JD is now warping the entire reason that we actually beat Elden Twilight is just to warp this meteor. I don't think there's any other reason we actually have to. Well, I don't know if you might not be able to warp the cannon. I haven't thought about that, but is one of the only reasons that we beat Elden Twilight is to warp this meteor. JD must have gotten gamer side hop when I wasn't paying attention. There's that one frame side hop after getting the meteor warp, which is nice. It saves several seconds. Also has some nice cosmetic effects of like you'll see here, Lake Hylia on JD's minimap, although it is full of water, will still look empty, and that goes for a number of areas in the Lanayru region. Because he skipped that 1 bit of dialogue from Midna. But now, just like all the mini maps are all messed up. It's kind of cool. So not quite as good of an Elden Twilight from Andy, but still pretty okay. But yeah, it's like a 2.5 minute gap between JD and Andy now.
Did I miss anything of note?
I think JD got gamer side hop.
That's notable.
Yeah.
Will Andy?
That is the question. JD also golded Elden Twilight. I'm not sure if you were here for that.
No, but that's fine.
Yep. It's a 648. It's like very, very good. Yeah, I'm not totally comfortable with JD's rupee count. Like, there are ways to like fix this, but he's gonna
You worry
need
about
pretty
rupees way
decent.
too much.
No, he's gonna. I think he's gonna. He'll probably get good enough RNG to make it work. So there's 4 guarantees here, but I don't know. I mean, like, because you can't really count on getting too many in Potpourri Room. Kind of demanding a lot from the next couple of grass patches, but we'll see. Like, it can happen. The grass patch up here next to this, up past the lily pad bugs, notoriously has, like, a lot. And you can get a few from next to Isa.
It has a lot, but anybody but me does it.
Yeah. I've had it give me, like, 8 before or something. It's kind of rare, but
I swear
usually
I get 2
it's
like every time.
Yeah, 2 is, like, fairly common, I think. So JD will be hoping that it's more than 2. 3. Okay, that's pretty good. So, rupee count is a little bit better now. Should probably be fine, honestly. Worst case scenario, JD will just, like, grab a blue in Arbiters or something. Yeah, there is, like, I mean, so there's plenty of rupees in the route overall. Like, there's tons of backup rupees you can get all over the place. There's a couple blues in Arbiters, and there's an extra red rupee chest in Arbiters. But, like, the whole point of the rupee running is just, there we go now, his rupee count is fine. But the whole point is to, like, hope that you could skip the AG red rupee chest.
Yeah, I mean, the chest itself only costs 4 or 5 seconds to get, so you need to get all those extra rupees without costing yourself 4 or 5 seconds for it to be worth it.
Right. so like backing it up with like a blue rupee is kind of not really very fast, especially if you get the text. I mean, it's also a little bit hard to like skip both of the red rupee texts and arbiters if you don't get the chest. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's why I usually just go for getting the chest, and then don't worry about rupees nearly as much for the rest of the run. Oh my god, Andy.
No, it's fine. Apparently that trigger is pretty far in. So
Really? Okay, I thought
yeah.
he was like up against it.
No. Let's see if Andy can get a little bit better of lily pad bugs here. Ow. Getting trolled a little.
That wasn't terrible.
Yeah. And pretty good tier collection too. I doubt that it saved time to climb that last lily pad, but maybe I'm wrong. JD's dash canceling all the way through Castletown because Wolf Link's dash speed in Castletown is really slow after like the first, like a half a second or something. So
yeah, and like dash cancels like 30 speed or something, so it's
right,
much better.
Very nice bug from JD.
Yep, that is how you do that one.
Yep. So yeah, so if 7 is like if sub 7 is a pretty good time for Elden Twilight, sub 10 is a pretty good time for Linear Twilight. So we'll see what happens with JD's segment here. I think this has been pretty good though. He's overall on a pretty good run. I guess like the main gripe I would have with this segment was the lily pad bugs could have been a little better.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if Andy can save some time to JD. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how the beginning of JD's went, but Andy's hasn't been terrible so far.
JD cutting the corner here to make the pathing on the bugs a little bit better. Saving some frames by not targeting that second bug. Interestingly, going to the right here. I'm not honestly sure if going in the middle is really that much faster.
I think they're comparable.
Yeah. It's definitely easier to go right. Like, you kind of have to like set it up a little bit to bonk in the middle. And it's not hard, but you have to like go up right a little bit to distance yourself from the middle before dashing back down. Or at least that makes it easier. I don't know if you have to do that necessarily. JD is going to try to interrupt the boss bug's dashes here in order to be able to grab him faster again. He is going to be losing a little bit of time overall by like not keeping the boss bug on the camera at all times. Although it does make like the direction that the boss bug dashes from more consistent to do it that way. So it's a
really
trade-off.
nice spot there. They just like dash on the boss bug.
Yeah.
That was a nice fire spot for Andy too. Just got it without jumping his head.
Yeah, so those are pretty good linear Twilight from JD. I mean, again, the main problem is the lily pad bugs were kind of slow, but other than that, it was pretty solid.
Yeah, so it looks like he got like a 954, and
Yeah.
Andy doesn't split for vessels, so it'll take us a bit to know how ahead he is. But it's about 2.5 minutes still, I think.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so JD got like a 954 there. I think the community best is what, like a low 940 something. Hold on, I can pull it up.
Something like that.
So,
So JD took 2 hearts
Yeah.
of damage there on purpose.
and also got the 2 yellows, which is where the rest of his pre-AG rupees are going to come from. So, yeah, that movement looks really flashy. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, actually. So, yeah, pretty good. I don't know if you mentioned the reason that JD damaged down there is he's actually going to want a game over in a few minutes here.
Yeah.
And so being on low health makes that go faster. He's also grabbing a golden wolf here because he will actually need ending blow before the end of the game. Specifically to do the last attack on Ganondorf, and nothing else.
Don't know why that didn't work, Andy.
The boss bug was just kind of low. Just kind of unlucky. I mean, usually if you wait like a fraction of a second, the boss bug will rise enough out of the platform, but sometimes he's like still a little bit low.
Yes.
Feels RNG-ish. I'm sure it's not, but anyway. Nice setup from JD. Yeah, it's interesting that everybody seems to go for the side hop off the stairs. I mean, it is a nice setup, but apparently you can like save a good few seconds by just like walking onto one dot and then over another dot. I know that's what Zach does. I think a couple other people do it that way, but we don't see a lot of people doing it.
That's in Community Summer Best, which is Zach.
Yeah, it's just a little surprising, like, given all of the other, like, small time savers that top runners go for, like, that one's not actually super common.
It's just a bit precise and pretty costly to fail.
Yeah, for sure. So, Andy damaging down a slightly different way. Oh.
Oh, well,
not...
I don't think he meant to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going through Andy's head there. Because if you jump down there... So maybe he was trying to just go in the water and just damage down in a different way. But, yeah, jumping there, you just always die, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he just missed the ledge earlier. I'm not sure. That was interesting.
Yeah, there you can kind of just like jump straight down off of the oh, JD barely not getting pumped cutscene skip. It's unfortunate. If you saw where JD jumped off to like get rupees, if you're on French, you can kind of just like dash straight off that point basically, and you'll just like take 2 hearts of damage. And it's pretty fast. There may be like a slightly faster way of doing it, but
It says there's an area that does 2 hearts, I just suck ass. Got it.
yeah. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how Andy backs this up. So it's technically faster to get hit by the Shadow Beast twice in the Isa Warp Portal fight, but it's a little bit less consistent because it messes up the Isa setup a bit. And so a lot of runners will just opt to boy a couple extra times in the plum minigame. Which, by the way, JD just game overed in, which carries over like a weird state that Lake Hylia doesn't like onto Lake Hylia. And so there's just no water now.
Yep, and now he will try and do a very precise bomb boost to land on the ledge to enter Lake Bed.
That was a really fast setup.
Yeah.
Very, very clean.
And he gets it. If that's not a gold,
It's not.
it's not. Oh,
He didn't get the plump cutscene skip.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
I think that's most of the reason why.
Alright, we'll see if Andy intentionally gets hit twice here.
I suspect, like a lot of people, he'll probably just void out a couple extra times from Bum, but we'll see. Oh, no, he's going to take the hits. Alright, so this is a little risky. We're just going to take at least one hit, maybe. So yeah, so this is why it's annoying. Because now the Shadow Beasts are in kind of weird spots. It can still work.
Here.
Yeah, he's going to do the backup.
There it is. Alright, he probably saved time with that.
Yeah.
Probably not a ton, but
made
I think it saved time.
Made the fight a little bit more difficult, though. Yeah, so that version of the fight is slightly slower to, like, grab onto one of the Shadow Beasts and flip off, or get thrown off, or whatever. But it makes it so that, like, the positioning of the Shadow Beasts is a little bit more lenient at the end. So if the Shadow Beasts are, like, not in, you know, the normal position that they're in, it's usually good to go for that. JD is dropping bombs here because he'll actually want to, in a few minutes, grab water bombs. So he kind of needs to empty his bomb bag. And hopefully he'll be able to get the 0 cycle Deku Toad here. There's a pretty precise trick, just because the inputs are kind of difficult to do.
Nice. And he's going to save a little bit.
That was a beautiful 0 cycle from JD. That's crazy. Yeah, so that's what that looks like done well. It's, again, it's really difficult to, like, actually do those inputs. Because it's, like, several inputs in, like, extremely quick succession. So... yeah. Very, very fast claw shove.
It looks like Andy successfully emptied Lake Hylia, so he'll be doing the bomb boost now.
Mm-hmm.
think he
Okay.
lost the angle.
He did. Now he's gonna go for the back out. Well, and this is like this strat. If you just go for it, is basically just as fast as the setup, but it's probably a bit harder. Got the rock to explode there. Well, I guess not. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. That did work. Yeah, you can kind of see the rock is just gone. I don't know if that was exactly what you meant to do there. It worked, though.
Okay.
That was extremely sketchy. So most of the time you like roll over to the
that
spot.
from Andy.
Yeah. So okay. So several things were weird there, right? Like, so normally you pull up the item wheel and not the map. That was one thing. Also, you just go over to the ledge and like fall off that way. And he kind of just like accidentally, I think accidentally, jumped onto the ledge somehow in the right spot. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Anyway, Andy is about 4 minutes behind.
Yep, but JD is currently in Morpheal, which is a joke point in the run sometimes. Easy to die, and dying place is about 4 minutes. So we'll see what happens.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
JD wanted to unequip Iron Boots there, but he didn't have enough time to. So
Yeah.
he's gonna have to start from the ground, which is fairly harder than starting not from the ground, because Morpheal has kind of a cooldown before she'll notice you for the first time around. So you can often like miss the first cycle and have to use another bomb.
Right, and just in general, it's easier if you're starting above Morpheal and going down than like trying to get enough height from the ground. Yeah, this is a bit risky going straight towards Morpheal, but thankfully she stayed low, so it should be fine.
Oh, there it is. There, nice.
But unfortunately, JD will have to deal with the fact that he's lost a bomb.
Yeah.
So he'll be down a bomb for the rest of the run.
Morpheal's a little high up here.
Yeah, this is not very good.
This is... Maybe he could get sucked.
So he's gonna get sucked up here.
Yeah, so he'll probably have to get the regrab.
Yeah, I mean,
fairly high up.
Well, yeah, if Morpheal goes lower down.
Looks like she's going down. Yeah, it might be fine. Hopefully he gets in. That's okay.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, that is a good... I guess it's a 3 bomb. What is it?
I don't know what happened.
He wasn't
I'm
watching.
just away.
Oh, he
must have fallen down
fallen,
from
yeah.
the double LJ. So anyway, a good recovery from JD on the Morpheal there. Yeah, I don't think you can... Unfortunately, you can't really jump attack over that water. It would be extremely nice if you could. Now, the thing that you could
Trusted
do...
you. Apparently Andy thought this was a thing.
Well, but what you could do... You have bombs and the boomerang. You could just, like, blow up the rock. But anyway, I don't know if it would be faster. It's, like, technically possible. Like, you have the equips for it. Yeah, Beast posted fake news in Discord earlier. So maybe that was why Andy thought that he could just jump attack over it. So now if Andy loses, he can officially blame Beast. Yep. Also a very nice 0 cycle from Andy. He still has to get the hits. Looks pretty good.
I think Andy can, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't split MDH for Claw Shot. There, just in time.
So still a pretty good run for JD. Probably would be difficult to PB with it, but it's like still sub 250 possible.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the Moorfield that JD wanted, though. In terms of the race, pretty far ahead. Andy opting not to place the bombs down in the water, I guess. Which probably would have been the fastest way to do that. Oh well. Yeah, so we'll see what type of more fuel Andy gets. Probably at this point should try to go for one bomb if he gets the RNG for it, just because kind of needs all the time he can get to back this up. But...
I don't think Andy has ever gone for one bomb in a run before, but it would be
Oh.
hype if he did it.
Right. I want to say he's gone for it once or twice, so maybe he just doesn't usually go for it, but... I mean, if you get the RNG for it, it's not, like, that crazy.
Yeah.
Not super hard or anything. It's definitely not something that you should be, like, afraid of going for. Maybe be more afraid in a race, but, like, given that Andy's behind anyway, like, may as well give it a shot.
We will see.
Oh no.
Get the claw shot back. Okay.
Not getting the
Oh,
bomb.
okay. Well, at least you didn't waste a bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, that eyeball behaves weirdly sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can kind of just
Not
get
a
trolled by
ton
the
you
first
can do
phase.
about it. Like, there
Yeah.
are some safe strats you can do, but they lose a bit of time.
So now Andy's gonna have to back this up from the ground. So yeah, I don't think it's even possible to get a one bomb from the ground. But
Maybe Task could do it, I don't know.
yeah, I don't think it's human possible, really, like RTA possible. Well,
This looks good for Andy.
yeah,
There it is, yeah.
that was a really late bomb drop. So like maybe he was thinking like, oh, let me see if I can like see how good the air meter is, but I really don't think it's possible. But yeah, this should be fine. As long as Moorfield doesn't do anything stupid here. Sometimes she likes to just randomly turn around, but looks
Yeah.
good.
Oh
no.
I don't know how to get stuck there. Yeah, no.
Just go back down.
Like, maybe you could have made that work, but it would have been tight.
Yeah.
This looks textbook. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. That works.
Interesting.
Nice regrab, Andy.
JD going through MDH right now. There's a lot of movement I didn't really mention in Rope Tower. It's kind of cool. Save a little bit of time in a bunch of places.
Yeah, he'll be going for a wind cycle up here, so he'll want to do all of his movement as perfect as possible to make it.
Yeah. This actually looks like a pretty clean MDH so far, honestly. Just looking at the time.
Yeah, that's alright, yeah. This looks like it should be good on the one side. Oh, he's not going for it. I would have gone for that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he didn't go for that.
No, he absolutely should have gone for that, but it's okay. He's just trying to play it safe,
Play
I guess.
safe, yeah.
I don't remember exactly how much time it is that you lose, but it's not much. It's like 4 seconds, probably max.
Yeah.
The win cycles are pretty fast.
For it.
Yeah. Probably would have.
Oh, he's doing a claw shot.
That theoretically
saved time. Oh, he got his dead pixel.
Let's go. Now, it definitely did not save time. Like, any time save there is marginal and relies on you actually being able to aim well, which is kind of difficult, so... yeah. Like I mentioned before, JD is getting ending blow here, specifically so that he can beat the final boss. The game never tells you that you actually have to get the skill to do the final blow, but you do have to get it. Speaking of things that we only need for, like, one use, I guess, so JD is heading up to Snow Peak now. Which is, like, an entire, like, I don't know, 10-minute, maybe a little bit less of an arc, to go get the ball and chain, which we need to use exactly twice in the run. We do use it a couple other places, but we don't, it's only required for 2 things. Which is hitting Xant's feet twice in the Lozetta phase of the Xant fight. There's no other way to do damage to that phase. So... yeah, so it's just very out of the way, but we do have to actually go up here.
Yep.
Yeah, thankfully it's not as bad on the GameCube version because there's map glitch. So you kind of just get rid of the void trigger here and avoid having to, like, do a Wolfdash jump over the text trigger that, or the void trigger that would normally be here.
Well, we also has map glitch.
Yeah, no, I was right. No, I know that. I'm just saying that GameCube does. Like, I didn't say something wrong. GameCube does have map glitch. Wii also has it, but anyway, I was technically no, HD does not have map glitch.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why HD has to do Wolfdash jump there. Yeah, technically not every version of GameCube has map glitch, and maybe I don't know if every version of Wii does, but I know that
only Wii
Japanese
does.
Okay. Yeah, and there's only so many Wii 1.0 copies, actually.
And then, yeah, Japanese, as you said, doesn't have it, which is sad because I think...
GameCube.
Yeah, I think Japanese is technically the fastest language.
It says if only Wii 1.0 has it, like, isn't Wii 1.0 NTSCU only as
Yeah,
well? It's like, and there's only so many copies of it, and they're kind of rare. Like, the more common version is, I think, 1.2.
yeah. Well, they're not that rare.
Well,
They're
you have to
relatively rare.
specifically seek them out.
Yeah, you do. Well, they are like the release copy in the US, so like there's a good amount.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, if we didn't have Wolfos Jump or Map Glitch, it would actually be pretty bad, because
Yeah.
there's the other way to, like, get up Snow Peak is to fish up the reek fish and get the reek fish scent, but that would require getting a fishing rod, which means that you couldn't do back in
We
time.
don't want
And
to do that.
it would be
That's
very
what
slow.
beginner route does, which
Yeah,
it's a very slow route.
I don't remember, what did the Japanese version of the game do before? Oh,
I don't
Andy
know.
says it's on all regions for Wii, so interesting. It's good to know. Yeah, Andy also a resident Wii runner, so I think
Andy
Andy actually
almost
has. Yeah, Andy, I believe, still has the world record on the Wii version of the game.
Yep.
So, and it's a
not
cool
close.
run. So you all should check it out at some point. But both these runners
Yes.
running GameCube right now.
His flying opponent and Midna die. Well, I guess world record doesn't have that anymore because world record's on ELH now.
I think they call it Pegasus instead of. the
Yes, you
opponent's
could
flying.
call it that.
I thought a lot of people called it. Maybe.
Yeah, they do. It's like Andy TP Pegasus. That's his emote.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, the Wii version of the game is actually, that speedrun is very difficult, especially the optimal route. There's just a lot of convenient things that work on GameCube just don't on Wii for
Yeah.
various reasons. I think the
For
Wii
instance,
version
Gorge
is
Void
like,
is required.
right. Yeah, to skip the, well, yeah, for the fastest route, yeah.
Yeah, your game, your run is basically over if you miss Gorge Void, but at least they
Right.
do it at the very beginning.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes into the run, but it's after you do Seam Clip, and Seam Clip is very difficult.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, no, I think the Wii version is probably actually, like, more broken than the GameCube version. It's just, like, way harder and not broken in ways that are faster.
Yeah.
So, it's like not having the boomerang LJA costs Wii a lot of time.
They still have LJs though. Just a quirk of how the boomerang works on Wii accidentally fixed boomerang LJs. So you could say it's the
Yeah.
same amount of broken in that sense.
Right, yeah, they still have enemy LJAs, but the camera breaks when you pull out your sword for boomerang LJAs on Wii, and so you can't actually LJA off the boomerang.
Yeah, you can't pull out your sword without swinging on there.
Right.
And actually tomorrow, I think, we'll be having a Wii race.
Yeah, I think that Badamja and Tuffy are
I
gonna
can't believe
do
Andy
a
didn't take
re-race.
damage there. Yeah, when is that? Let me get the schedule. It is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. That might be on ZSR if you want to watch a Wii race between two
Yeah.
Wii runners.
I don't know yet if that's getting restreamed or not, but it is happening tomorrow. So even if it doesn't get a restream, it will be out there to, like, get a multi-Twitch link or something and watch.
And we'll have two different Wii routes as well.
Oh, is Tuffy gonna do the bite route?
Yeah, Tuffy's been doing Bite ELH in all of her races. And
Wow.
Badamja just hasn't learned Bite ELH. She has a way of like backing up Gorge Void by like leaving the opponent like half clipped out of bounds or something, so that she doesn't have to do CM clip again. I forget the exact details.
Interesting. Andy had a little bit of problems with setting up map glitch there, but had to unplug the controller again, I think. JD successfully remembering to go get the memo before trying to go to the desert. Very nice. Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of like a bit out of the way to like go all the way up here and then get the memo and go all the way back down, but
It's
the
less
game
out of the way
decided
than
it was
other things.
necessary. Yeah, let's less out of the way than the ball and chain for sure.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, the Castletown bug in the later Twilight.
Yeah, that one's pretty far out of the way too. The game really wanted to make sure you got that Castletown portal.
Yeah, it is important. We do use it in the run.
Yeah, JD did a C-up transform there. I think in a bunch of places it doesn't actually save time to do that over just pressing Z, but like in certain areas it's nice because then you'll still have your camera angle from before, so you can see where you're going. Andy is now heading down to Snow Peak. I didn't really comment on it much when this was happening for JD, but basically because we skipped the messenger fight, the portal fight at the top of Snow Peak, the blizzard is still here, so you kind of can't really see anything. And also the rupees on the treetops don't appear, which is unfortunate. So you kind of have to just know where you're going so that you don't void. I do believe on the Wii version, I think even doing blind snowboarding, you still can get the rupees. It's definitely that way on HD. I'm pretty sure that's a thing on Wii as well.
Something about like how many actor slots there are in the memory or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's kind of nice because it allows for like a little bit more lenient rupee routing, because then you can just get the treetop rupees instead. But anyway, JD is going to do map glitch again here, because there's a giant air trigger for the King Bulblin 3 cutscene. And so we can kind of just like go out of bounds and go underneath the map. As long as we have map flip active, we won't void. So we can just kind of go super far below the map and just trigger the cutscene from there. Looks good.
Then JD needs to be very careful to not get hit at all during this fight, because if he does, he'll die and it's soft lock. You can't die with not achieving soft lock. But
Yeah, good fight.
No problem spinning.
Yeah, thankfully on the empty Lake Hylia route, dying to King Bulblin 3 doesn't lose as much time, but it's still very slow.
Yeah, if that happened, it would put Andy like only about a minute behind.
Right, yeah. So it would put JD back at where he saved 4 points Snow Peak, so he'd have to do like the last 6-ish minutes again. I'm also not sure if you could soft reset, so you might have to like reboot the console.
Yeah, you would. I think.
Take a little bit.
Would you? I don't actually know.
I'm not sure, but if you do have to reboot the console, it would take a while. I mean, I guess actually that would be like a slight advantage for running on GameCube itself, like the console.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit faster to load the game.
Yeah, I guess. You can also like set up your Wii homebrew to make it automatically move into the game as well.
Yeah.
Which is something I've considered doing because the only thing I ever do on my Wii is play Twilight Princess. So like, I might as well just already have it open when I turn on my Wii.
Right. Yeah, I think the game is like, it actually runs slower on GameCube though, because it's just a less powerful console. I think Simi has said that there's just like more lag in a bunch of places.
It's not by a lot. It's like it's a mostly negligible difference, I believe.
Okay. Well, fair enough. JD is about to do the hardest easy trick in the run.
So true. That looks fun. There it is.
There you go.
To the left, but it worked.
Yeah.
Pull one skip. That skips pull one.
JD does make that look pretty easy. Getting backup bombs. Interestingly,
So
I'm not.
You need those?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm also not sure if those are.
Right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think that he actually needs those bombs, but you would just skip like using one bomb somewhere. I mean, I guess if he's like dedicated to going for Stallard skip, which I'm assuming you will, especially since this run could still theoretically PB, then like I guess if you use a bunch of bombs there, it would be bad. So better to just like go ahead and grab the backup bombs, maybe. I don't know.
So JD's going to be doing some RNG manipulation on this set of poes, which is actually one poe, and it's going to make them spin around sooner on the second cycle. That should work, and it
Hopefully, yes. Very nice. Oh no.
Oh, that is extremely unfortunate.
Okay, so JD should know that the Poe will spawn in the same spot. Well, actually, never mind, it won't, because he's gonna have to do 2 sets of damage again,
Yeah.
now that I think about it. Well, I did end
Just
up
happened to
spawning in
do
the same
it.
spot.
Yeah.
So if you miss the Poe on the second cycle and don't actually hit it, then it spawns in the same spot. But if it, like, gets knocked down and gets back up again, the spot will be different. Or it can be different, at least. So that's unfortunate, but oh well. And he is demonstrating that the wolf clip here is very silly. Yeah, that is why I do human clip.
Same.
The human clip is like consistent. The camera is really weird with wolf clip sometimes. I think it relates to like how close the boblin archers on the boars are to you, but it's something like that.
So now Andy will be doing map glitch, and he will also need to be careful when fighting Keyhole 130.
Oh, and he tried to go a little too fast there. The boomerang was too far to the right. I think the throw was. Thankfully, Boblin didn't immediately come to where.
If you screw this up, oh no. It can snowball pretty fast because there'll be a bunch of annoying bowlers that you'll target on accident. Like that teams. Looks like he was just barely fast enough to not target that guy. And
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah, that angle for the boomerang throw is like surprisingly precise.
No speedrun. Sad.
Yep. I didn't see if JD skipped the repeat test from the Redead before Po2 or not.
I also did not see.
Yeah. It's kind of tough to skip both of the texts quickly. Usually you'll just... I mean, a lot of people just, like, grab the first text. Especially since the bubble might be nearby, and, like, so targeting and side-hopping through it would be a little bit difficult. That's a nice little B attack off the chandelier from JD. I don't know if that's actually faster, but... Interesting strat. I'm assuming that's more consistent overall, because you don't have to wait for any of the Stalkins to walk over.
And the BSN off the Terminator is faster.
Okay. I guess JD did get the text from the first Redead.
Oh, I didn't know that JD did like sub splits like this. Interesting.
Yeah, at least for certain splits. I mean, Spinner would be a very good candidate for that, actually, because there's just so much BS throughout the segment. But it's kind of nice to be able to isolate exactly where you're losing time.
Yeah.
There's a good B attack from JD there to, like, space out the dashes correctly. The ledges there. So yeah, JD is like 7.5 minutes ahead of Andy right now, which is kind of crazy. I mean, like, Andy's run hasn't been good, but I think a lot of this is just JD's run has been very good. Exactly.
Like, there hasn't been a ton of notable mistakes. Like, Po 4 might have been, like, one of the big... Or, yeah, Po 4 might have been one of the biggest mistakes yet. We'll be going through some slightly difficult movement here. Which is not one of ledge grab, though.
Yeah, if you do get the ledge grab, you can just drop and then do a backflip instead of sliding.
Go for a break slide. Well, he doesn't do a break slide there, he just the roll stab.
Andy, unfortunately, waiting out, I think, going for pull and skip.
That might have been intentional. He was like... He might have been on like a low level. Oh no, I don't actually know how he got over there.
Sketchy, yep, no.
JD also pointed out.
That last bit of the movement is quite difficult, unfortunately. Since he transformed, now you can just do it as Wolf, which is far easier. Still gonna do the fast bomb strat here, which you can do even if you jump over the sand as Wolf. You just have to transform before you jump down. I still don't know how much time that bomb strat saves, but it's some amount of time. It should be faster.
Then we'll probably see JD going for Death Sword skip, which is another super jump, like early Master Sword, where he tries to jump up onto this ledge behind Death Sword to skip the boss fight entirely, saving about 20 seconds.
Yeah, this one's definitely trickier and more precise. That was a really fast first phase.
Yeah,
this one's attacks.
This one's way more timing precise than EMS's.
Yeah, it's like a few frames depending on your position. It can vary a little bit. Good backup.
Andy's go for fine, so he'll be saving some time on that.
JD has a good camera here. Should get it.
Andy buffered for it. Yep. Nice.
Very clean. I mean, especially since he also had to do the backup. Like, that's impressive. Yeah, so unfortunately, JD probably is not going to be able to get a sub 250 with this run, but this is still a very good run, especially for a race.
We'll see what happens with Stallard skip.
Yep. Yeah, I'm guessing that JD is gonna go for it once or twice, but he does have a big lead, so he could kind of just like stop going for it if he, like, once he realizes he can't PB. If that happens, then he may just decide to like go for a safer strat just to win the race.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't know, it's always a gamble, because it'll always be faster to retry Stallard skip than to just fight Stallard. But
right. Yeah, it's the same.
If you don't have the vibes for Stallard skip, it's that's not happening, then you might, it might be just time to fight Stallard. So you wanna, it's always a question of how many times you should try, I guess.
Yeah, but like as a matter of like just trying to win the race, even like JD has a very big lead. So like even if he, missed Styler skip once and decided to just defeat Stalwart or something, he would still have a
Yeah.
big lead going into late game. So
That was a very interesting go-to for Andy.
I'm also not sure that. Yeah, actually no. Andy does go for Styler skip. Never mind.
Yeah. Well,
His splits, he just
does
had
do
him
it
at
normally.
Styler skip on.
He has said that he hasn't been feeling it as much in runs lately, but I guess we'll see if he feels like he's gonna go for it or not.
I bet he'll go for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for him to not go for it at this point in the race.
Yeah.
JD Golden to enter Stallard.
Nice.
Very tough segment where you roll a bit and then get on the spinner.
And then you roll again once.
Yeah.
It's great. Very, very fun segment.
That was nice.
Yeah, these runners make the angle buffering look easy, but it is like technically still frame perfect. Like you can back it up by continuing to go side to side until you get the angle, but getting all of these like first try is pretty nice. So,
Yeah, it's good.
yep.
So that's part one. Still has two other difficult parts to do.
Yeah, so he's got a hell slide into the wall here. Looks like you got it. Now he's gonna have boomerang Stellar again.
Fast salads here.
Yeah.
This is a free frame.
And he got it.
That's it? Yeah.
Very,
Nice.
very nice. So yeah, clean.
So you say PB is unlikely, and I think you're right on saying that. Like it is unlikely. I still
possible,
think it
though.
could happen. He apparently
I mean, it's-
avoided in the outside LJA and Palace. With that one like loses a lot of time to avoid on.
Yeah, I mean he's like a minute and a half behind his PB though, so it's it's not likely, but possible. Okay. Like, if he has like a goated late game, it could happen.
Yeah. Just going for this recently discovered strat with a bomb.
Very nice.
Maybe he got the bomb chest just so he could show that off.
Let's see if Andy can get the human movement. Looks good there. Very clean.
Yeah, that was smooth. He made that look like all fluid. That was nice.
It was like butter.
And this part is a bit difficult. Gotta hit a brake slide. That is not gonna do it.
But can just transform into wolf and it's just still okay. So we're gonna do the fast bomb strike. Very nice.
Oh, JD did not have enough rupees. That's interesting.
I seem to recall earlier you were telling me that I worried about rupees too much.
You do, because that took like a couple seconds to back up, but I honestly thought he would have enough then.
Anyway, he didn't get enough in Po3 room. That rupee count should have been fine, but you have to like actually grab greens in Po3. So, honestly, if you had been thinking about it, I think there's a couple guaranteed greens outside of Death Sword Room that may have been slightly faster than getting that red, but he already had the red text, so it's like not a big deal.
Alright, let's see if Andy gets DSS. Did get the good spawn.
And a good camera, so this should be pretty easy to do.
Oh,
Or
was
not.
that late?
It was late, yes.
Yeah.
Everything else was fine. It was good spot, good camera, good spot that you walked to. It's just unfortunate. So this should also be fine in terms of camera and position.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, I'll be right back 1 minute.
Okay. Nice bonk, though. So yeah, so Sitting in the Sky is kind of a fun dungeon. A lot of LJs and a lot of cool stuff. This is an interesting way of doing that from JDE. I think it's probably not faster than doing the LJs that most people go for. There's also like a double LJ in this room, but I think it's kind of difficult to actually do. Or at least to do quickly. I mean, because just doing 2 single LJs is fine.
There, JD was looking up at the ceiling to make sure that he didn't turn on the fan.
I'm a little amused at that. I mean, like, because his position was clearly fine.
Yeah, it looked fine to me. I don't know why I even checked.
You also don't even really need to look. If you have your sound on your headphones,
Sometimes
you hear it.
sometimes the sound of one of the blocks that you walk over falling kind of sounds like the fan, and it trips me out sometimes when I look up.
Yeah. Alright, so hopefully we'll see a good Styler skip from Andy here. JD having some trouble with the claw shot there. Aiming is more difficult than it looks, so. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah.
It looked like it kind of went to the right a bit.
Yep. Yeah, you need Joseph, the stealth trooper, to like be really in the corner there. He was too far away from the wall.
Looks like he'll be going for it again.
Yep. No, this makes sense. May as well. I mean, I think like even second try after failing the cat is gonna be faster than like fighting Styler normally.
Yeah, probably. Oh.
Oh no, that's really unfortunate.
I'm not actually sure why that happened.
So the East Wing instead of here is actually really cool. There's a lot of fun movement.
I think Andy might have had his equip wrong.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah, this is it's a triple LJ that JD is in right now. It's like he got perfectly fine. Then there's a strat you can use here with the claw shot to scare these guys off the ledge when they jump over. Like that. Which is very slightly faster than just spin attacking them. That looks like it's
That
good.
looks good, yeah. JD going a little low there with the Uku, so you had to grab the ledge, unfortunately, but too bad. There we go.
Good.
So the last part is just the reframe bomb boost, so Andy has to line himself up in the right spot, throw a bomb, and do the claw shot.
There it is.
Yep. So that ended up being a little bit slower than just doing Stellar normally, but congrats to Andy for sticking with it.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it lost like less than a minute than like a good Stellar fight, so just goes to show that like Stellar skips too. It saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Another thing that saves a lot of time is a Rolfa skip, which JD is about to do, probably with the Iwabi setup. Yes. Yeah, I thought I remembered him doing this, so very
There it
clean.
is.
Yeah, so I really don't think that JD is going to be able to PB with this, but still a very good run.
Oh yeah,
Probably
for
gonna
sure.
be Low 250 something.
This will be one of the best runs in the tournament so far if he keeps up this pace.
Yeah, we've had a few sub 250s, but this one will be very good. Like, let's
I can
see.
give you the exact amount we've had.
So,
We've had 2.
yeah, and we've also had Nimzo got a 250, like an actual 250.
Yeah, he got a
That's
250-48, which might not be beatable still.
Yeah, I mean, that would basically be JD PBing if that happened, more or less. Because JD's PB is a 250-44.
Yeah, okay. And there are no 251s yet, so this could be the first 251.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. We've had like a couple sub 250s, a 250, a 252, and then like some other times, but we haven't had a 251. I don't think we've had a 253 either. Anyway. Looks good from JD for the Kai Clip here. Yep. Very nice. Maybe doing a flashy looking double LJA here. Very clean. Yeah, it really is amazing sometimes looking at how good some top runners are at aiming.
It is a difficult part of the runs.
Yeah, gyro makes aiming like way easier.
I would have thought it would make precise aiming harder.
It makes precise aiming harder, but aiming in general easier. It's only when you need like a really precise target that it makes it harder. But like, for example, I think that rupee roll would probably actually be easier with gyro.
Interesting. I find that hard to believe, but I believe you.
as well. Even Rob Shot is not too bad, especially because you can like have the camera in such a way, if you're positioned correctly, that you only have to aim left, right. Anyway, the main thing that gyro sucks for is a roll with skip. But pretty much everything else is pretty nice for it. Anyway. Speaking of Rob Shot, very nice Rob Shot from JD. Yeah, you can technically get Rob Shot all the way up onto the ledge with like a two-handed grab, which is hilarious when it happens. But it's pretty hard to do that, so usually you'll be like one or two climbs below the top. Especially if you're like trying to get a quick Rob Shot. And by the way, for all the non-believers, that is what that trick is called.
Yeah, I have heard there have been some non-believers recently.
I think Andy specifically is like trying to claim that nobody has ever called it Rob Shot, which is just like a massive lie. Like literally everyone calls that trick Rob Shot.
People call that trick Rob Shot.
That's its name. I just don't. This is not like me trying to make up a name for the Hawk in Hyrule Castle. This is like an established thing.
Yes. So I just noticed that Andy golded Enter City. I guess that might be French things.
Yeah, probably.
And JD golded Enter Ardrock. That was a nice clutch shot, Andy. That one's always kind of hard to guess.
So JD is going to do some flame cancels here to save a little bit of time on each of these cycles for the second phase of Argrok. Like, I don't remember exactly how much time to save, but it's like, I want to say it's a couple of seconds for each one. The last one feels like it saves more.
The first two I think save 8, and the last one saves 13, something like that.
Oh, I didn't realize anywhere near that much, but okay.
Well, I know for sure the first two individually save 8, but the last one could be wrong.
Anyway, they're not too predictable. So basically, everybody knows how to do them to save time. Yeah, I think the first 2 cycles is like 7 seconds total, is what ZSR says. And it says ambiguously 7 seconds over the first 2 cycles. So that could be either one, I guess. But I didn't think it was like that much time. But anyway. I think the third one saves more though. The third one, casually, you'd have to like quash it all the way around. Just very slow.
Hold on, I'll just pull up CSR. I know it's on there.
No, I literally just pulled it up.
Oh, I was half listening. What was the answer?
So, what the ZSR page said, at least it had a timing for the first and second one. It said 7 cycles over the first, 7 seconds over the first 2 cycles.
Got it.
So I don't know if that means 7 seconds total over the first 2 cycles or each cycle. It's
Yeah,
ambiguous.
the wording is a little ambiguous, yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's total, but I could be wrong. But the third cycle one should save a little bit more. The boomerang trick was a boomerang LJA. You can jump really far by just jump attacking while the boomerang's out, more or less.
Yeah, specifically if the boomerang is over a ledge that's higher than Link by a good amount, or the boomerang is over a void, the game will give Link like 72 speed during his jump attack, which is a lot more than you normally get.
Yeah, the boomerang can also be out of bounds for it to work, which I guess like is
That's
sort of
over a
over
void.
void.
Yeah.
Right. They usually be listed separately. Traditionally, at least, and like when people are explaining it. But I agree that it really is honestly over void.
I mean, it can be out of bounds and still over floor and not work. So yeah, the distinction
Right.
is important.
Yeah. Because like I think that like the one in second half of Palace, like where it's out of bounds, and the second LJ in the first room, I think.
Yeah,
Like maybe
if
if it's
like
over the door still.
Yeah, the door, the platform behind the door. Yeah.
Exactly. Then the LJ just won't work. So it's like, yeah. Anyway. Andy also doing the angle buffer setup for a Rotha skip. There we go. Got the angle third try. Very nice. Yeah, that angle buffer setup is really, really good. It makes that fight way more consistent. I think it's technically faster to aim if you get like really quick aiming, but the angle buffer is just so nice. Like especially if you have nerves in a run, like at that point, just don't have to like worry about flubbing the aiming. JD with the fast Zant head strap. So yeah, JD is probably like 10.5 to 11 minutes, maybe ish, ahead of Andy right now. Assuming Andy has like a pretty good city too. Yeah, it's been a little bit unfortunate. There's been a lot of races in Wolfdash that like have not been as close as I would have hoped, but it's just because like certain runners are just like playing their asses off in a few of these
That's
races.
also just
It's
kind of
crazy.
the nature of TP.
Yeah, no, it's true. But
I'm
for a few
assuming there will
closer
be a
ones.
lot closer ones near the end of the bracket where you get with the players that have a lot more consistency.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Like Doopsy
like-
Zach was pretty close.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. That's probably the closest one that there's honestly been. Well, I guess Marco Teabag ended up being a little close. Not like super close. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I think that we're gonna get some close races near the end.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of bracket to go, so. Yeah, unfortunately, most of the ones, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm cursed. Most of the ones I've commentated have ended up being like pretty big gaps.
Yeah, same with me, but yeah, I don't know.
Anyway. A little interesting by JD to like formally step off the stairs there, because he probably could have gotten away with just doing an L slide to get up the last stair. You can do that. It's just a little sketchy. JD successfully L-slid through the squeebles there. Nice rob shot from Andy. Palace is an interesting dungeon. It's simultaneously, like, very stressful, because there's a lot of random shit that can go wrong, but also, like, top level seems, like, really easy to do on paper. So it's kind of weird, because it should be calming and is also really stressful. It's a weird combination of things.
Well, I think that's just like the nature of being near the end of the run.
I guess.
There's also just a lot of RNG in Palace.
Yeah. But it's not, like, anywhere near as involved as City is in terms of the stuff you do. It's just, but it's still very easy to lose time. Kind of weird.
It's easy to die.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to be careful with your health. But if you grab 2 heart containers throughout the run, it's not usually too bad.
That
I
was
think he grabbed the
interesting.
ledge.
I don't know.
I heard him grab the ledge, I think.
Oh,
no.
but then he just... Okay.
So, I think he thought he grabbed the ledge as well, and so he was holding up on the control stick.
Maybe he ledge climbed during the cutscene.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well, he already killed the head, so it's not as bad as it could have been.
Right. Yeah, now he just needs to get over the chest. So, PB is definitely dead for JD now, though.
That is the nature of Speedrun.
Yep.
Yeah, like, Light Sword itself isn't really a hard segment aside from Stupid Room. Like, Stupid Room is really the only hard part of Light Sword.
Yeah, I mean, speak for yourself. There's, like, getting all the spins on the Phantom Zants is a little bit annoying sometimes.
This Phantom Zant is easy to screw up. I wouldn't call it hard, I'd just call it easy to screw up. I don't know.
Okay.
There's probably not a difference there, but it feels different.
Yeah, no,
then-
I take your point.
Like, for Enter Zant, which I guess you don't split for, like, the hard parts are, like, early platforming outside.
Yeah.
really easy to die outside, especially if you do boss key second.
Early platform doesn't have to be hard if you just do the midnight buffer.
Yeah.
I also don't know how much time it actually loses to do the midnight buffer.
Probably like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, well, because if you do that LJA on the way up, you actually like the Xant spawn at the top. You don't have to wait very long for it, and I don't know because I don't do it without the midnight buffer. I don't know if you have to like wait for the Xant head at the top normally.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you. It depends on like how fast you get there, I guess. Like, 'cause I have done the midnight buffer before, and if you get there like fast enough, and like you immediately spin when you land, like you usually get it. But if you don't immediately spin, it'll like immediately disappear from like when I've done it at least.
Gotcha. Another good Phantom Xant from JD. It's harder than it looks because you gotta like. I mean, you basically have to do 8 spins in a row without flubbing them, essentially. And so it's kind of not super easy, actually.
7 spins, isn't it?
Oh, did I miscount? Yeah, 7. You're right. 2, then 2, then 3. And if you mess up the last spin, it's really bad. If you mess up any of the previous ones, you just have to do an extra Xant spawn. But the last one, it's like the worst because then he just starts jumping around.
Yeah, like I want to like have a word with the developer or the designer who thought like that was a good design for this boss. Yeah, just make him jump around randomly and you can't get him.
Yep. Well, unless he spawns right next to you, and then you can slash him for some reason.
Okay. Nice. Let's grab JD.
Clearly doing a setup to get into the right position for a super fast L slide. Oh no. Pick up the soul. Thank you. Do not ever walk through that door without the soul.
If he had accidentally opened the door without picking up the soul, he would have had to go all the way back to the Phantom Xant room to go get the soul.
Yeah, I mean, he has such a big lead right now that it wouldn't really have mattered at all, but
yeah,
still.
But it's like a minute and a half at least of time loss. Yeah. Theoretically, the hand grabs it while you're away.
Also, Andy apparently golded second half of City by a lot. Pretty cool.
Wow. GG.
Yep. It's pretty fast. It's like a 9:20-ish City too. It's like not bad.
Yeah, like sub 9 is theoretically possible, but it's like very difficult to do.
I think people have done it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, people have done it, but you have to get good like grab RNG for it to be possible, I believe.
Yeah, so like the community best for City second half is an 853. And that one didn't have that many two-handed grabs. I think I had 1 out of 6, is what Nimzo said. So Nimzo's just
there was a new one.
really good. Yeah.
Last
so
I knew it was Beast, who did have a lot of two-handed grabs.
Yeah, but that one was like otherwise not all that great according to Beast. So.
Alright.
Anyway.
So it's just too good.
Yep. Now I think that does like not split on fade out. I don't know if Andy splits on fade out or not.
I think.
Yeah. I think the community Some of Best page uses like a couple like weird splitting conventions in there. So, like I think it splits on yes for boss warps. Oh, JD shouldn't jump attack there. He gets rid of the platform. Yeah, fade out is like the right way, honestly, but traditionally a lot of people have split on yes, so it's just the way it is.
JD doesn't go for that LJ. Interesting.
I mean, at least splitting on yes is not as silly as like splitting a few other places, so. Like splitting on tier collect is stupid.
Oh, for sure.
But anyway.
I can totally get behind that.
I mean, the good thing is, like, the community best page, I think, like, actually does split on tier fade out. So that one's nice, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the community best page just splits where Beast splits, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, like, feel like it would be more consistent to just do fade out in all the places where there's fade out. And if you're getting an item, you split it on the item text. Like, just makes sense to me, but anyway.
I mean, you are the person who's defending ball and chain splits when there's like a perfectly good fade out. Like,
it's an item, and you split on getting items, and you can split on the text. It's like
I will not stand behind ball and chain splits.
no, it's listen. If you split on the items whenever the first line of text pops up, then like you will split on the same time when you like split quote unquote wait on ball and chain by like waiting until you pick it up.
That's not how I split for items though. I split for the item appeared in my hands.
Yeah, I don't understand why people
Nice,
do that way
JD.
either.
I fully understood, JD.
Yeah, not going for that one. I like how he targeted for it, you know, just to show us that he doesn't want to do it. So I know that he's also like forsworn going for that ever again.
Yeah, I probably won't go for that for a long time. It just doesn't seem worth it. It's so easy to fail and then you just lose such a massive amount of time.
Depends on my mood. If I want to.
I probably also will like never go for the second LJ and the double soul room.
So that one you definitely should go for.
I don't know about that.
That one's like actually it's actually very consistent. You just have to like go at the right time and make sure the boomerang actually goes out of bounds.
That was interesting.
Yeah, JD, I think that for that you're supposed to charge a spin and then release it when the birds get too close to you. That's okay. JD has enough health here, that's not really an issue, and he'll probably get some arts in the Shadow Beast fight. Like, worst case scenario for JD, he gets hit by the Dekubaba in this room, honestly, and then still only does like half a heart.
Yeah, so JD's trying to go for early platform cycle here that saves something like 18 seconds if you get it.
Yeah, I think that he didn't do the mid buffer, so he has to go kind of fast, but this should definitely be doable. I mean, it's been good so far. So, yeah, this looks good.
Good.
For sure. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, doing the
you really
LJA
make like
helps
two
to the bottom.
mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, doing the LJA near the bottom like actually does save a good chunk of time, so it helps a lot. But if you do the minute buffer, you basically never have to go for it, or if you mess it up, it's not a big deal.
Got the good Xant head spawn. Looks like Andy didn't have a disastrous stupid room, so
Yeah, no, that was good. This is actually quite a good segment for Andy right now. But that's a really good small key time.
yeah, I guess so. Just needs to finish it up.
Yep.
Theoretically,
probably best
post
by a good
stupid
chunk
room
here.
is fairly consistent.
Yes.
There is still reverse stupid room, but like that's not nearly so much of a problem.
Right.
No RNG though. Well, mostly no RNG.
What are you talking about? The keys
Yeah,
being RNG?
Usually don't have to worry
Okay.
about those.
Is that even RNG, or are they just like doing scripted enemy behavior? Honestly,
Oh, Spidey
nice
shot.
Spidey shot.
I assumed there was
Really
some
clean
RNG
from
in there.
Andy. Yeah.
It's either RNG or just unpredictable behavior, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah. JD now fighting Usurpator Santo. Later we will see Andy fight Santo Usurpator.
Nice.
I liked the fast combo from JD there. Going for a faster combo pattern.
Yeah, but you have to kind of get closer for it to work.
Yeah, so I mean, it's weird because like sometimes you want the combo to take longer in that phase because you're still waiting on Santo to make it all the way down.
Oh, just missed the limits. So there's like a 2-frame read to beat this phase in 1 cycle. So
Just a little bit late there. So this is another spot where we need water bombs. JD has to do this, essentially the same thing he did with Morpheal, but with this phase of Zan. So you have to have 2 bombs going into here to be able to do this phase without drowning.
take a quick push.
Yep. Trying to get that hard, failing.
Sure, how long you guys takes from here.
Yes, this is scolding for sure. Absolutely. It's
How
scolding
much?
by a lot. 15 seconds probably,
Wow, okay.
right, I guess. I mean, like, I think this is like a... it's a little above a 1020, I think.
You still on text, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure this is like a low 1120 something, which is quite good, actually. I want to say that like people have gotten like a low 1110 something, or maybe even slightly below that, but like this is still a very, very good light sword.
Yeah. Nice gold, Andy.
Yeah, by comparison, JD's light sword is like an 1144. So. Yeah, so an 1119 light sword for Andy. Pretty crazy.
And he is golden by a lot. I think he had like a high 249 in the best. Now he has like a 249.10.
Yeah, now I don't know how new these splits are, so...
I think these are his same old splits.
Yeah.
I think he just deleted a couple of those for French and that's it. And
Well, no, I
think
know,
he's
but
doing
like
some-
for ELH.
JD did some setups for some combos there to make sure that he only hits Zant on the last part of the combo, because Zant will teleport away if you hit him before the last part. Hopefully
Andy,
Andy
please
doesn't
don't
die.
die. He's scaring me. Do not... Okay, thank God. The things
Okay,
were far
yeah.
away enough.
That'll do it. That
Boy,
squibble on the stairs is really scaring me. Okay, it went off.
fell off.
Hopefully he gets a heart from this keys. There it
This
is.
key guarantees a heart.
Does it?
For whatever
I
reason.
feel
Yes,
like
it's a
I
guaranteed
haven't
heart.
gotten it before.
There's a
Interesting.
guaranteed heart. It always spawns a heart. I've never seen it not spawn a heart over like hundreds of runs. Like it
Alright,
simply
I'll take
has
your
to be
word for it.
guaranteed. Anyway.
Andy opting to not light that platform before the chest. Might have been a safe strat because he's on low health. You can
I think
sometimes.
I think he just messed up the spacing. I
Ah.
mean, like, he may do it the way that I do it, which is, like, you do a spin and then a jump spin to kill the sandheads, rather than, like, doing the spin on the way back.
Oh, I do 2 jump spins. Yeah.
But that works too, yeah.
Sometimes the Xantheads for the second jump spin or the Baba there can hit you too, though. If you're not fast getting over there.
Yep.
Nice postman skip from JD. Looks like JD is still on 251 pace if he plays his cards right.
Yeah, it's high 251 possible pace, but
Yeah, so
still
Zelda could
possible.
say no, but see if Andy goes for this outdoor LJ. I think he probably won't, but we will see.
No, he's not going for it.
No,
There's
he
no
is.
way, that's so late. Yeah,
There
that
it is.
doesn't even save any time at that point.
That probably still saved a little bit.
I don't think so.
Was
maybe.
JD's run valid?
I didn't see if he bonked.
At JD, was your run valid? JD's probably not even watching the stream.
I mean, I haven't seen him in chat, so I don't know who said this exactly, but apparently doing a charge spin here like causes the waterfall to go up further than doing a quick spin.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I still do a quick spin just because I do boss key first. So
Yeah.
I don't really need to like supersede.
So Andy was able to make that cycle there. Yeah, he should be fine. Because again, you can do this spin that he just
like
did to
early
like
platform.
protect yourself from birds.
Hopefully he gets a heart so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, the Baba's the main issue.
Sometimes
Sometimes-
a heart on the way to this door, not to
Right,
the-
exactly. It's like one of the Xantheads will spawn a heart there. But, you can still kind of use the boomerang to grab a heart during, like while the platform is rising, and the Shadow Beasts usually drop a heart, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But if you're gonna go for the LJA, you kind of have to be fast about that.
I
So,
believe Andy does go for the LJ.
well, I mean, definitely will, since he's not doing the minute buffer, so. But there is a heart.
He says you don't need the LJAs even if you don't do them in the buffer. That won't work. So yeah, he might still get it though. He says that it's possible.
It's just harder.
Yeah. Got look at the Baba anyway.
It's not showing us where the platform is, so. Yeah, he should be able to make that.
Yeah.
I'm just a wuss apparently. It's fine. Anyway,
Maybe not.
now,
Oh no,
No,
yeah,
you
that's,
can
that's
slash
fine.
into
He's
it.
chilling.
yeah, we're good.
He didn't even need to slash there. I guess that last LJ
Wow.
is just really good. I've never gone for that one, but it must be really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It doesn't really save any time over doing the claw shot drop. The claw shot drop has, like, perfect timing anyway, but, it is cool looking. Part of the problem is, like, it's theoretically less consistent because the boomerang could just not go out of bounds. It does that sometimes. Andy, interestingly, not doing. Oh, there we go. Now we're doing charge spins. I was wondering why he was doing quick spins.
Andy's best possible time like went over 302, but then he managed to bring it back under 302.
Yep. That happens sometimes. Especially if you get any golds.
Not. So he'll need to gold more if he wants to get it back under 302.
Yeah.
Do you think Andy can pull out 5 seconds of golds? I believe.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know if his Hyrule golds are good at all. So
His Zant gold looks fine.
yeah.
Assuming he splits on Fade. Okay. That was scary, JD.
I appreciate JD for not save warping and trying to save the half a second.
Didn't save it that time, but
No, but on average, probably do save time by not just save warping. I mean, assuming you don't get the backflip, obviously.
it's the hardest backflip in the game.
So that backflip is really dumb, because like sometimes I'll be mashing start along with A, and I get the backflip and like somehow don't pull up the collection screen. Like,
I just have to kind of hold my hand in an awkward position. Like I mash with my pointer and middle finger, and then I put my thumb on start, and I don't mash start. I just try and anticipate it.
yeah, it may be something about like mashing start like fucks it up something. I don't know.
I just never get that one framer though for some reason. It just feels like a really hard one to get. Just like Gamer
Very
Side,
clean
feels
dark
hard.
nut. Yeah, it's a really clean dark nut from JD there.
I don't think Andy got the one cycle. Neither did JD though.
JD doing fast but risky time saver to note saves 1 second only on Lantern
I thought it
Puzzle.
was a half second.
Okay, close enough.
I honestly don't think it's worth it. I've seen so many people fail it and then have to redo the entire lantern puzzle for a half second, maybe.
I thought the official time is closer to a second, but anyway, yeah, it's the timing is kind of tight to be able to roll between all of those. So, I mean, JD made it look easy.
Yeah, he probably saved the half second.
On the lantern puzzle, yes.
Yeah.
For sure. Although, I didn't see if he did... I don't think he did the bomb drop leaving the room, despite having plenty of bombs to go for it. So, it's unfortunate.
I'm still not convinced that's faster than just force on equipping.
You just don't believe Doopsy? That's sad.
How would it possibly be faster than force on equipping?
Force unequipping, I think you still watch the animation of Link putting the lantern away.
Yeah, but you can do it while you run towards the door before your first roll. Right?
I don't think you can. I mean, like, so if you do the force unequip, I think that, like, you have to stop before, I think. I'd have to look into this. I'm pretty sure you have to stop before he, like, can put away the lantern. So you still are gonna... It's not like during the roll the lantern just disappears. I don't think that's the thing.
I'll test it later.
Yeah.
I want to... We've argued about this, like, a bunch of times. We should just get a definitive timing on it.
Anyway. I mean, like, optimally, it's not fast to use that bomb there, because now we have an extra use for another bomb, even if you get one bomb. Like, between Dark Hammer and the Shadow Beast fight in Mirror Chamber.
But JD
like,
did
yeah,
get 5 bombs for no reason, so he could have done it.
Yeah. But, like, if you have extra bombs, then, like, there's no reason not to do it. So.
Wow, that was almost a cool backup, Andy. Looks like you know what you're doing anyway, though. That was an unfortunate spawn.
Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing.
He was backing it up pretty well.
Well, I know, but it's not backing up the final phase correctly.
There it is.
So for the first however many attacks, I don't know exactly how many it is, on the third cycle, Zant will just alternate between top slash for a little bit. He apparently switches off that eventually, but for the first number of attacks, he'll just switch between them so you can know which one he's gonna do.
I did not know that.
And I think it's similar on the second cycle. He will usually try to slash you a bunch of times in a row before doing a top.
What was that?
Anyway, trying to bond chain the Lizalfos, obviously. I am very glad that none of these Lizalfos are Dynalfos, because you know how annoying that would be?
Yes.
God. It'd be crazy.
JD's starting on the right side of the spinner track.
Yeah.
Alright, Andy could still get a 302 if he plays pretty well. He needs to get good Zelda and everything, but I might see him pull out some more golds.
Yeah, so Andy's Hyrule golds are not great, so get definitely gold.
Yeah. Hey, does anyone know where I can watch two people compete to finish Twilight Princess as quickly as possible?
Well, you're in luck.
I don't think I can help you with that. Looks like JD started with a swoop. Not what we want to see. And another
two dashes. That's crazy. The greatest RNG of all time.
There's a ball.
I'm surprised more people don't have the proper Zelda split name. You know, RNG time loss.
My Zelda split name is Pain 3.
That one's pretty good too.
Because Pain 2 is EMS and Pain 1 is Hugo.
Yeah. I feel like RNG time loss is kind of goated. I think I stole that from some... Did I steal that from Fino? I might have stolen that from Fino. Sure he is now. Anyway. This should still be on pace for, what, a 9? Yeah.
All swoops so far.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be fast 9, I think.
Yeah, fairly.
Yeah, so I did steal that from Fino. Fino has the RNG time loss split name. Based Fino. Yeah, that is a pretty fast 9. Like, only losing 20 or so seconds to pretty good Zelda.
I just realized this is the 4th race today.
Yep. There will be several more tomorrow. Or 2.
Yeah, it's been a hype weekend.
Yep.
And more on Monday, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, Link and I are scheduling our race. I'm not sure when we're going to do that yet, but at some point we'll figure that out. But hopefully that'll be soonish as well.
Oh, nice, Andy did the bomb drop before the cutscene. I've always thought about switching to do that, but I'm worried that sometimes I might get like some weird RNG where they don't come up fast enough before the bomb explodes.
Here we go. JD finally got the grab.
Yeah, you
I don't
kind
know
of
why
have
he
to be,
missed it the first time.
kind of have to be angled towards your scanner to get those some of the time.
Mm.
I feel like if you're slightly off, it just won't work.
Yep. Alright, so JD's almost there. Just got a couple more phases of the final boss fight, and then it'll be done. So this looks like it'll be a 252, so still no 251s, but we're probably gonna get another 252. I mean, assuming this goes decently with horseback. It's like he got the good pattern, so... Didn't miss any shots so far. And should be getting the last one here. There we go. Yay.
Oh.
Yeah, that pattern is nice for horseback.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
a
like a
lot
low
easier to do.
252.
Yep, for sure.
If he can spin.
I mean, it's going to be a low 252, even if he like clubs some spins for a little bit.
I think JD can probably spin. I don't know though.
I think so.
Oh, did Andy get the backflip? He might have.
I think so, but I was not looking at the screen at the time. Because I'm trying to figure out what Ganon's desire is. Ganondorf's desire.
I don't think we're ever gonna find out. Eat
It
cereal.
tells us every run. I feel like we should remember by now, but I keep forgetting.
Something about blotting out the light forever.
With a sword made of light?
Like some foul blade or something.
Yeah. JD does know how to do spins.
GG 252.19. That's a good time.
GG.
We'll see if we can get him in here for an interview. That means that JD will be facing Zach Link 99 in losers bracket round 2.
Yeah, that should be a really good run.
I super look forward to that race. Wow, that is because I feel like Zach is gonna like prep for that, and then it's gonna be really close.
Yep. There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Happy with your run?
Yeah, that was alright. Can't complain.
Yeah, I mean there weren't too many massive time losses. Like it was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Pretty happy with it. Quite fun.
So next up, you'll be facing Zach, I think. So curious how you feel about that.
That'll be a fun race. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, you've been playing really well recently, so yeah, I'm expecting that one to be really good.
Thanks.
Sorry that you didn't quite get your 249 recently, but you almost had it.
Oh, yeah, no. It happens.
Are you gonna keep up the grind for that?
Yes, sir.
I look forward to it.
So yeah, I'm trying to remember what all happened. I see you had I think you had like a weird Morpheal was one of the things that happened. You backed it up nicely though.
Morpheal was like 3-bomb, I want to say.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I mean, it was effectively a 2-bomb because you just wasted the 1 bomb by not unequipping Iron Boots, right?
Yeah, I could have gone for 1-bomb on the backup, but I failed to do the equips right for it. I'm going to probably practice those a little more.
Oh yeah, why did you get the 5-bomb chest?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
I was trying to decide between that and just doing sword slashes on Dynalthos, which I'm also okay at doing. But I just kind of wanted to have extra bombs just in case whatever might have gone wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then
I was just like, whatever, I'll go with the safer option.
The Po4 incident that happened. That was another one
I
of the
actually-
bigger time losses.
Yeah, I can't explain that one. I was as far away from the Poe as I could have been for the jump attack, and it was still far behind the door.
Yeah, it was
So,
weird.
Yeah, I think that
I'm
was
gonna
just
have to look
unlucky.
into why that happened.
I don't really think it was anything that you did. I think that was just bad luck, honestly.
If that's a thing that can happen, I honestly probably won't do that strat anymore. It's not like
I mean,
too
it-
much of a time loss, but
Seems to be pretty rare though, because I don't really see that very often.
yeah, to be fair, that's like the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
then I guess Voiding and Purple Mist was also one of the bigger noticeable time losses.
Purple Mist was the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was like another big thing. Oh yeah, Stupid Room.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
Stupid Room was
Yeah.
weird. It was so weird.
Okay.
Like I grabbed onto
Did you
the
think
platform.
that you ledge grabbed?
I thought that I ledge grabbed and would just keep hanging. I didn't realize that he stood up.
Yeah, that's what we thought
Okay.
you did too.
Because that's what we thought. I heard that the sound effect that like sounded like you grabbed the ledge, and it looked like the
Yeah.
angle was like ledge grab. So I was confused. But
Yeah, I was too.
yeah, that's too bad though.
Andy isn't on a bad run right now. He's gotten some pretty good golds actually. He golded Light Sword by quite a lot.
Oh, nice.
And Argarok as well.
Oh, nice. GG, Andy. Oh yeah, what else happened? I'm trying to think. My city was pretty good.
Yeah, you lost a good chunk of time in Spinner segment. I'm trying to remember what happened there.
Yeah, Spinner
Let's
was
do
really
it.
bad. Well, Spinner was Poe4,
Poe4.
obviously, and then there was also
Oh,
voiding
right.
out in the sand during human
Yep.
movement.
Right.
But then the rest of
Yeah.
human movement went good from there. Death Sword had a backup.
Yeah, that was actually really clean. Like, I was impressed that you got like perfect angle and position and everything. The backup.
That was nice from Andy. Wow. Alright, let's count Andy's Zelda, I guess. You got a 9 cycle of all swoops, we noticed.
Yeah, no Triforce attacks. It was like a quick 9 cycle, very fast 9 cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It was faster than my PB Zelda by like a very short amount of time.
So do you think you could get 248? Is that something that you want to get?
I wouldn't complain, but right now my goal is 249.
Yeah, okay.
We definitely
start for
appreciated you shaking your head very visibly on the palace outside LJA.
I was hoping someone would notice.
Oh, we noticed.
Yeah, we noticed. I think there was somewhere else that you shook your head, and I was trying to remember where it was. It
I
wasn't.
think
as,
that
like,
was
obvious, but-
MDH Bridge during
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
earlier
That's,
race.
Oh, yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
We thought you should have gone for that, actually.
Nah, I'm not doing that anymore. It's you never know what the bridge will do.
I
That's
suppose.
true. Are you one of the people who's like phased through the bridge, like just jumped through the bridge somehow?
Everything has happened to me that you can think of.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stupid crap that can happen with that, but
That bridge does not like me.
It's not even just the bridge, but the ledge before it. Sometimes when you dash off the ledge, it just cancels your dash and you just fall.
I've had myself like hang from the ledge in front of it and phase through the bridge.
Nice.
yeah. God.
I've had it like completely invert my direction and make Link jump off to the upper right.
Mhm.
It's weird.
But I think I've seen some people like literally jump and they just, it's as if the bridge just isn't even there. They just fall through the bridge somehow.
That was a nice 7 cycle from Andy. And nice camera. He golded Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Good camera.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fast Zelda. Like, 205 is a very good 7. not.
Yeah, it is 205.
Yeah,
I think I had like a 220 something.
I think like the best I've ever had. So on HD, where like the only difference is the equip wheel, which is like a second or two. I think I've gotten a sub 2 there, but it's like it's definitely hard to get Zelda's that good. So
I feel like more often than not, it's like at least 215.
yeah, I think the average is like 220 or thereabouts. So.
The fastest being 149 is just utterly bonkers.
So I think that I'm pretty sure that splits on the energy ball hitting Zelda. So that's more like a 2 flat-ish or just a little under a 2.
Oh yeah, there is that offset.
Yeah.
That was a
I don't know why
perfectly
people
fine
would split
scanner.
there, but anyway.
I actually once lost a light ball on Zelda and got hit by it because I was trying to split at the same time, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Andy is almost done here. It should be low 303 with a pretty good horseback, that is.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think Andy went to the right of Ganondorf at the start. I know some people do it that way, but I don't know. I feel like it varies a lot. There was a time where like a ton of people went right, and then I feel like people are going left again.
I go depending on the way he's facing. I thought that was what you're supposed to do.
Oh no, I always go left.
Yeah, I just go the way that he's facing.
Yeah, I learned it based on the SVA video, so I've always gone left.
Yeah, SVF video does the left, so if you want to know what the patterns are and like go off of them, you would
Yeah.
probably go left.
Right.
Probably have to look into that again.
Yeah, there, like I said, there's been like some people that have, like sworn to like going right, whatever reason. So we can ask Andy about it. Maybe. I'm sure
Yeah.
Andy would rather
Andy
talk
would
about
probably
other
come in.
things, but yeah, assuming Andy comes in, it's true.
I can't claim to read minds, but I think that he isn't too unhappy with this run.
Oh, he just finished. Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
wow.
bad.
We don't know.
My bad.
Maybe he's gonna like fail 10 auto spins in a row. He did fail 1, 2.
Not a bad backup though. And we do get boots and lantern. Amazing.
Very nice.
30314. GG. Let's see if we can get him in here. He is in the waiting room. Okay. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
GG.
GG.
GG's JD.
GG's, Andy. Good race.
That run. Yeah, that was fun. My run sucked though, but I think it's about as well as I could have hoped for with how races have been going for me lately. So
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, I think this is. Is this? Yeah, this was. I think your best run in Wolfdash actually. Or well, no, your second best because I guess you had the seeding race one, but it's better than your last chance pool race. So
yeah, the seeding race one was like a 3 flat, but it didn't really do anything for me. So
I don't know. The main bracket is like really tough, honestly. Like, kind of have to get sub 3 to win most of these races. That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to get very far, so it's fine. Lots of people that are just crazy at the game, so
You did gold by quite a lot. Like I think you golded by over 30 seconds throughout the run.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Some good late game golds that I've been wanting for a while. So
Yeah, that light sword gold was actually very good. I was impressed by that.
yeah, I'm very happy with that one. I still think I could do better with like Argarok and just city in general, but yeah, pretty good.
There was some things that we were going to ask about, but I completely forgot.
I
You
was
remember,
gonna
Jaquaid?
well, I was gonna briefly ask about like going to the right on horseback. Since
Right.
I don't do that.
Oh yeah.
JD didn't do that. I was just curious, like, is it the same way where like you can like there's set patterns or something, or how does that work?
I think you
don't-
would get different ones, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know the patterns. I just react to whatever he does. So
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah, I don't know. I've never done it that way. I don't know. I don't like memorizing all the turns and stuff. So
Gotcha. Also, trying to remember exactly what happened with your Morpheal. I remember it being not good.
yeah,
He didn't
Well-
pull bomb.
yeah, I didn't pull a bomb because the eye was just being dumb. I had to pull it back once.
oh, same here.
Yeah. And then
The eye was just too close for me.
yeah, and then on my second grab, I just didn't go high enough before equipping iron boots, so I missed that one. And
Yeah,
that's about it, I guess. But I still only used 3 bombs total, so it wasn't that bad. I didn't have to
What-
grab extras or anything.
What happened on that final regrab? It looked like you waited a really long time
Yeah,
before
that's
regrabbing.
happened a couple times recently. So I'm just pressing claw too early, and then obviously it doesn't do anything, and then I realize it, a couple seconds later.
Yeah.
And luckily, the times where it has happened, I've gotten like godlike RNG, and it's
Yeah, I can't believe that worked.
But yeah, that definitely. I mean, that wasn't on purpose, so I would not recommend that.
Any notable parts of the run that we haven't mentioned?
I laughed out loud at my lake bed entry. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
the fucking-
Yeah, that was crazy.
Can you get a
What
clip of that?
happened?
That was insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
messed up
wanna see
the
this.
angle buffer strat, and so I just went for the old one, and kind of struggled with it a bit. But so I kind of heard you talking about it. The way I jumped off was actually on purpose. That's a
Oh, that
demon
is on
strat.
purpose.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
interesting.
it just
gonna
kind of
ask.
lines up. But
Yeah.
what was funny about it was the map pull. I accidentally did a map pull instead of an item wheel pull, and then I just did an item wheel pull out of the map, and it still worked. And I did not expect that to work.
Yeah,
So that was pretty cool.
crazy.
I was wondering if you guys were also questioning why I got the fire rupee instead of the blue rupee. I have an
Oh,
answer
I-
for that.
Yeah, okay. Sure,
I
why?
forgot.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah.
I didn't even
That's-
notice my rupee count was 298 until like canon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because if you noticed, like, you could. I don't know if the blue rupee is faster than getting, like, the guaranteed pot rupees next to Death Sword.
Yeah, well,
But-
it just depends on how many you need, I guess, because those are only
Yeah.
there's only 2 green rupees right there.
Well,
So
he only needed 2, so
Yeah, that might have
Well, then,
done the
yeah.
trick. I just didn't think about it.
yeah.
imagine not just playing on French.
Listen, we don't like ripping off fire, you know?
I mean, he's happy to do it. He like thanks you and everything. So I don't know.
Your Master Sword time was really good, JD.
Thanks. What was it again? It was like 21:10 or something.
I think it was
Yeah, something
21:14. Yeah.
Something around there. Yeah.
Yeah, low 21, which is I don't think I've ever gotten that good in a race, but yeah.
All right, are we good to wrap up?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm definitely ready to do something that isn't TP since I've been doing that for the last 8 hours.
Props.
Okay. I guess I will wrap up the stream for us. Thank you, runners, Andy and JD, and of course our commentators who were also with us yesterday, Jaquade and Cordy. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got a bunch more of these coming up tomorrow. The next one on our schedule is at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's Marco versus Nimzo, winner bracket round 3. That should be exciting right here on ZSR. So join us for that tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.